Hi, welcome you all. This session about scientific publications. It is an interactive lecture supposed to be conducted by me, Dr. Hadi Miskeen. I am currently the head department of Medicine and Gynecology, University of Bisha, and head of community-based medical education, and member of the Department of Medical Education, University of Bisha, Kingdom, College of Medicine, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The specific learning outcome of this session is to outline medical publications, also to describe the source of medical education as well. Most importantly, academic publishing is a primary vehicle for the advancement of scientific knowledge, as mentioned by Littenhams in 2009. Furthermore, scientific publications can serve as a documentation for the work performed, fostering exchange, feedback, discussions, and debate, and sustainment of support and competitive fundings. Many manuscripts submitted to the journal of different disciplines are rejected. This is due to the various reasons depending on the appropriateness of manuscript. So in this session, together we discuss how to avoid these rejections of your manuscripts. The overview of these sessions, it will be about steps. The road for publications. Is it difficult? Is it hard? How to avoid the difficulties facing you at this stage step in scientific journal writings and the journal paper format and where you should publish your researches. Besides steps to organizing, in order to organize your manuscripts, ethics in scientific writing, section of articles and how to organize your articles, and the common reason for rejections, and in order to be avoided, and we conclude with summary. Okay, this is a road for publication. It is not an easy. It is not an easy road. It is very difficult. A lot of many publications cannot easy to pass the quality control and return back for improvement. Okay, if it is in scope and cross-check within the night, you can return back to the authors, and if not, it will 5% at this stage will be rejected. And also, if it passes to the editors and selected 3 reviewers and refuse an editorial decision has been made here, many papers, more than 40% will be also rejected. And only copy editing and production and only publications and congressional publications can be set to the 55% of the papers. So out of 100% of paper submitted to the journals for possible publications, only 55% will be published, and the others will be rejected for another or reasons. Studying scientific journal writings, it could be an interactive between the author, writers, and co-writers, author, co-authors, between the referees and journal editors, and between the readers. It's a very complex circles. And if you know well how to avoid this, of course, your article will be easy. So, what is the journal paper format? Most journal-style scientific papers are subdivided into the following sections: titles, author and affiliations, abstracts, introductions, methods, results, discussions, acknowledgement, and literature cited, which is parallel to the experimental process. So it is very important to know where to publish your research papers. Identifying the best place to publish your research involves consideration of many factors, including journals, aim and cost, publication of similar work, and locate your journal accordingly. And the best, one of the best location to publish your journals is the Saphir Journal Finders, ISI journals, Springer's journals, and directory of the open access journals. So it's very important here is to know about the ethics of the scientific writings, very important. One of these issues is to avoid dual publications. Don't submit your article for more than one journal, and don't use the work of others without appropriate attributions as well. Also list only those co-authors who contributed substantially to the work, and this part should be include any informed consent required ethical approval by a committee. The funding source, a conflict of interest statement, and a statement about the compliance with the declaration. So what's the step to organize your manuscripts? Prepare the figures and table first, and then write the methods. Write up the result and write the discussion, finalize the result and the discussion before writing the introduction. This is very important point should be considered. Also write a clear conclusions and write a compelling introduction and abstracts, and then compose a concise and descriptive titles. So, what about the title? The title should be informative, accurate, and concise. For example, repetitively pulse tunable dye laser for a high resolution of spectroscopy. This is an example of a good title should be follows. Also, regarding the abstracts, problems, and objectives should be highlights, methodology, findings, and conclusion, besides research effect and impact, and check the journal styles always for guides for the abstract links and restrictions. In the introduction sections, you should write about the problem and to be highlighted and to be addressed. Also, background and the literature review is very important. New development and the principal result, research purpose and method should be mentioned in these sections. Regarding the main body of the papers, the problem should be well highlighted. Theory and experiment result and figure and multimedia can be also attached. The discussions section should include result view in a large context comparison with other related works, and to highlight the significant and to comment on your findings. In conclusions, summary, no new information should to be mentioned. Statement of specific conclusions and the future considerations should be mentioned in this area. Regarding the reference, nowadays there is software can be used in management of the reference. This like the EndNote is very famous, okay, but you should to be you should to consider to order the reference numerical order by appearance and follow the journal style guide always, and EndNote and BTEX can be used, and this is an example for that. In the appendix sections, you can attach supplementary material valuable for the specialist, and acknowledgement also should be technical assistance, useful comment, financial support, and disclosure should be. Okay. Again, we can highlight the importance of the literature review. Should be revised, exploring idea on your subject, gap in research on a subject of interest, and existence of any duplication to your work could be considered. Conducting a specific search manually in the library or online searchings, and keep up to date always with the specific subject. So, how to deal with the reviewers? And if you in this figure, if this is a manuscript writer and this is the reviewers, and at the end of the way this paper can be accepted here, and the final stations. So peer review is a check of quality basic to modern science, but relatively recent implementation despite origins, okay? And subject academic peer to security expert in the field before publication. It is an idea to improve the quality of the report because it will remove the errors and eradicate irrelevancies and justified interference, and also unsupported conclusion and avoid personal views at the same time. So, in order to publish your article in non-journals or in a very good journal, you should to know the common reason for rejection. Despite all this hard work, and the proper and the paper may still be rejected, and then the possibility of rejected is there. The article is not relevant to the journal, can be this a cause of rejection. Also, another cause includes the paper is not it's not styles for the journals, and it was a poorly designed trails, and the article was badly written. The conclusion are unjustified, as well as there was a reviewer and editor bias can be uh, can be also counted. So you should create timetables for your papers. A large job always should be divided into smaller steps with a professional completion dates. So here is suggestion for creation of your timetables. In section 1, make note on the literature, outline templates papers, and set professional dates for completion of your papers. Also, devise an outlines and the title for your paper. In the section 3, you can create a rough first draft of your work. In section 4 and 5, write revisions 1 and 2. And 6, write third revisions, prepare tables and graphs, and then give to the co-author, because the input of your co-author is very important. And in section 7, incorporate suggestion from the co-author into the text. And sessions 8, prepare all figures and abstracts. 9, prove all changes, check all numbers and units, and review the final product with the mentors, your mentors or supervisors or your senior colleagues. Also, read the one last times and send it out. This is very important to be considered, and further reading you can find it here in these following links. Also, the researchers and the health project address different communities. This here is very nice picture. I am proud of this when I train the midwife, village midwife in Rufa school in central Sudan with my students. You can consider general population at risk. You can consider professionals, school students and teachers, all of them can be considered. And here is an example of some researches of my student, as you saw here. This is about the effect of health education in raising the awareness of female teachers toward physiological and psychological changes in many boys. This is the curriculum activity done in university in Bishop province in 2019. Okay, and also a lot of projects can be suggested and can be done. This is our work during the last years in a student project for health and so on. And this one of the very bright and very important about the empowering of community midwife in Jazeera State in Sudan, and intervention in safe motherhood. This is done by students and by Dr. Abba Mahil. Congratulate her for this nice work, and this has been presented in one of the tough conference. In summary, there are no secrets in the research. Everything is there. The necessary information is all freely available. Read the manual before writing always, and the pitfalls on the road publication can be overcome by a careful preparation and attention to details. Curious, considers, and details response to the review are very essentials. We should consider the reviewers' opinions, and we should recognize a review independence of the community. For every paper published, we on at least 2, we should be delayed and timely in returning our reviews. So peer review can be robustly characterized as inadequate at the same times, and in this page of instant communications or uncontrolled reviews. Also, science stand or fall on its reproducibility, openness, and honesty. And so this development should be accepted as welcome. So honesty in the research is very important. We should consider all ethical considerations should be considered. If you consider all the followings or the mentioned issue, then I can congratulate you and say congratulations for your article to be published. Thank you and welcome. And welcome and further communication. Uh, you find me at the state of health. Thank you. Thank you very much.